Hello and welcome back to Totally Awesome Barbecue. Today I'm going to be cooking low and slow on a rotisserie leg of lamb, and I'm going to be using my slow and sizzle, or is it sizzle and smoke and sizzle? I can't remember what it's called now. I've seen a lot of people in America on YouTube using them a lot for low and slow. I was mainly using it as a dripping pan, but yeah, I'm going to give that a go as well. And the seasoning I've used on the leg of lamb is called Flavour It, and it's the mint version of it. You can get all sorts of flavours for these. You can get like Chinese, beefy sort of taste ones as well, and they're all quite very nice. Not affiliated by them, but it's just one of those things I see in the supermarket and give it a go. Also, to keep the temps at 250, I'm going to be using my Tip Temp. I'll just do a little explanation of how it works. You get 10 degrees below your desired temperature. Put this over the top vent, and then what you do is you open it up. And then what it will try to do is keep closing, because this coil gets hot and it keeps closing. You just keep opening it up until it gets the desired temperature you want, and then you close it. And then what happens then, that's killing off the air on the coals, which means this will then cool down, open up, the air comes through again, charcoal gets going again, so this coil will get really hot, and then it will close up again, and it'll keep doing, hopefully keep doing that all day and keep it at 250. So let's give that a go as well. Right, now my coals are nice and grey. I'll stick that on there. Stick these right in the corner here. So I'll get these in the corner as much as I can. Let's fill up the side. Stick the lid on, open those vents, and then wait for the temperature to come up. Alright, while that comes up the temperature, I'm going to get the spit inside the leg of lamb. Yeah, it's a little hard putting this side in because there's not any meat in there, but I just caught it at the bottom there, so hopefully that should hold it. If not, I can take it off and readjust it and see how it goes. But yeah, let's get this at the temperature and get the Tip Top Temp on and see if it does its job. Before we do that, we need to get our collar on for our rotisserie. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to run the motor from this side. Let's get the lid on. What I'm about to do, when it gets just under 250, like 10 degrees or 5 degrees before, I'm then going to close the vents to slightly, like nearly all the way shut, because apparently that's what you're supposed to do. And then you put the Tip Top Temp on side, on top of me. Then you put the Tip Top Temp on top, and then adjust with that. And let's see how it goes. Right, we're just 10 below 250. So I'm just going to set that on there like that. See, it's always starting to close, and push down on that. Basically keep that open until we reach 250. So it's starting to try and close now because it's heating up. So I'm just going to keep that open a little bit. Right, now we're at 250. I'm going to close this up, and then hopefully it keeps that temperature. Right, it started rising above 250, so I've shut the top temp completely and shut the bottom completely, so we get down to 250, and I'll slightly open the bottom and then open that up a little bit just so we can stay there, and then I'll close it. Going by my app on my temperature probe, it's saying 214, so I'm going to open up this vent and I'm going to purely go by the temperature probe, because I think my temperature gauge on the lid isn't giving me proper readings. So we'll get that up to 250 and then we'll close up the vent. We're reaching 244, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lower those vents at the bottom to the second point, and I'm going to close this up and then see if that keeps that. It's gone up to 246 now. Let's see if we can keep that up to 246. It may go up a little bit, but we'll see how the Top Tip Temp does its job. It did go up to 266, so I've shut the top vent up just so we can get that down to 250, because what I want to do is I want to do pulled lamb, so I'm going to see if that does its job. We get down to just under 250. I'm going to open up the Tip Top Temp, get it to 250, and then close it up again. We're at 257 at the moment, and it just goes to show that you should use a temperature probe when you're doing this sort of thing, because even though that's saying 257, my temperature gauge at the front of the barbecue is saying it's just over 253, so it's a good thing to have a temperature probe so you can actually get the proper readings around the meat. And yeah, always go by your temperature gauge, because it won't be as accurate as having a temperature probe in there. Right, we're at 248, and now I'm going to close the vent. It just went down to 246. We'll close the vent and see if it comes back up. It's saying 239 on the probe, and it's saying 250 on the temperature gauge on the lid. And I've had this slightly open and it's starting to slowly close, so I think I'm going to leave it about there and close it up and see if that coil cools down and then tries to open up again. Right, it hasn't even been a minute yet since I turned the Tip Top Temp round fully closed, and it's on the temperature gauge, it's gone over 250 and it's at 244 on the probe, so let's see if it keeps it where it is. Leave it about an hour and then see how we go from there. When I bought the Tip Top Temp, it came with these two stickers, and I'm not sure about these ones, but this one here, there's a graph you can go by that shows numbers of your outside ambient temperature, and then basically it gives you the ambient temperature, and then on these numbers it gives you points of ambient temperature inside the Weber or whatever barbecue you're using, and you set it to this whatever number you want it at. It doesn't seem to be one for 250 in, there seems to be ones that are in between both of it. So what you're supposed to do is go by the ambient temperature of your environment and then choose whatever number you want to get the temperature inside. I've been told by numerous people on Facebook, and basically what they've told me is to forget the numbers. Apparently it's a load of rubbish, don't work, and to just wait until you get below the temperature of what you want, put the Tip Top Temp on, open it up, and when it gets to it, close it, and then it should do its job and keep opening and closing to keep that temperature. So we'll see where it is. It's now on the temperature probe, it's at 250, but on the gauge it's between 250 and 300, and it's closed itself slightly. And I'm just going to leave that and let it do its thing and see if it actually does what it says in the tin or on the internet. Well, it's been about an hour now and it's doing what it says it'll do. It's keeping it at a nice temperature. It has gone down to 253, but it's not going any further than that. It has been opening and shutting all that time. It's now going down to 250. But on the temperature gauge, it's saying it's in between 252 and 253, and yeah, it's controlling those temps. Finally, a bit of equipment that actually works for me. Well, it's been a good half an hour, and this is still rocking 253, and it's even saying 253 on the temperature gauge as well. So this is definitely doing the job. It's slightly open now. It's not totally flat shut. And those temperatures seem to be constantly rocking the same. I'm loving this. I'll be using this more often when I'm doing low and slow. It's been another hour at least, and yeah, it's keeping the temperatures. It's come down to like 250 on the probe, 248 now, and it keeps opening and shutting. It's near 250 on, just above 250 on the temperature gauge. But yeah, this thing's brilliant. I wish I got one of these years ago. The amount of times I've done low and slow, and I'm constantly having to move these vents about and all that sort of thing, and you can't leave it alone. You can't go anywhere and that sort of thing. I'm absolutely loving this, and it's slightly open because it's going down. But that's the thing, it doesn't open fully, it just opens just slightly to let enough air in to get those coals hotter. Yeah, definitely got to get yourself one of these if you've got a barbecue and you want to do low and slow and just want to be able to set it and leave it. Yeah, it's getting very close to pulling off time at 160, but what I want to do is I want to turn it into pulled lamb. So what I'm going to do is, once it gets up to temperature, I'm then going to wrap it up, put a grill on there, and then just keep it going, and hopefully with all the fat and that it's inside it, it's going to be nice and tender and pull apart. But yeah, it's opened up slightly because it's gone down to 248. Yeah, but this seems to be doing its job, and I'm really enjoying this. I mean, I've been like for the video, I've been constantly checking it and everything. I have to. It's the coals are going down. It opens up again, waits for it to go hot again, and it closes up again. It's brilliant. You really need to get yourself one of these if you haven't got one already. Well, it's pretty much close to the temperature I need it, so I'm going to take it off the spit and I'm going to wrap it up. And any of those fats that have come off, I'm going to dribble on top. Look at that. Now, I'm going to take that out. Take these forks out. Look at that. Get this on there. That's hardly moved. I've got loads of charcoal left over, and yeah, as it's a bit close to there, it's dripped down into there. I've got a little bit of fat I can drip in there, but yeah, this is brilliant. Let's get this wrapped up. stick that in the meat, and that's probing perfect, that is. Don't need it, but I want to keep it on there just so I can keep an eye on the temperature. You first saw me put the lid on, the Tip Top Temp was like well open, and now it's getting warmer, it's shutting that vent up. That's brilliant. I'm just going to leave that on there now. Yeah, it's getting to about 3:45, and I'm going to be serving this in about an hour and 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it off the barbecue now and let it rest without any heat. I'm just going to leave it wrapped up, put it in the kitchen, and then leave it do its thing. Yeah, as you can see, it's not used a lot of that, and you can see how I've had to move it along on top. But yeah, it's the Tip Top Temp, it's done its job. It's not using a hell of a lot of fuel. I mean, I'm taking it off now. I'm going to shut all the vents down, and I should be able to save some of that, which is great. Well, it's been resting for an hour by itself in the kitchen. Let's take that out. Whoa. Well, it's not pullable, but it's definitely got a smoke ring on it. Go and get me a carving knife. Right, so I think I took it over a bit too much, but it's still cutting fine. Yeah, look at that. It's still not lovely and tender, as if I roasted it, really. Right, let's do a taste test. There we go. I'm gonna dunk it in its own juices. Give it a taste. Oh my god. Feel what? It's not pulling apart, but like as if it was pulled pork, but that is so damn juicy. Now I'm definitely doing this again. Low and slow on a rotisserie. It was so good. Oh. I'll tell you what, that is bloody good. Oh, you got to give it a go yourself. Get yourself a rotisserie and cook low and slow on it, and even get yourself a Tip Top Temp. This thing is brilliant. That is bloody good, that. And that top bit, even without its own juices. Perfect. So yeah, if you want to give this a go, get yourself a rotisserie and a top tip temp. Rotisserie only costs you about £40. Rotisserie, the one I've got, which is also a pizza thing as well, that's about £105. Go get yourself one, because these results are phenomenal. Yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a like, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell, I'll let you know when I upload another video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.